Hi, I'm Amanda, and in this video, I'm going to show you some alternatives to Wise. So, Wise is a really popular payment processor for businesses, especially for global payments. But if you don't really need all those international capabilities, and maybe you want something that's more of a full fledged AP solution, you might want a different program. So, we'll take a look at some alternatives here. The first one we'll look at is Melio. Melio is really popular with small businesses because it manages both AP and AR, which is great, and it's also fairly inexpensive. They do have different price points. They say that their best value plan is their unlimited plan, which is $80 per month. What's great about that is that that's for unlimited users, and you also get unlimited free ACH per month, which can save you a ton of money. So that is a really good thing for Melio. They also support a lot of different payment methods. Um, as you can see here, you can send payment with a bank account or credit or debit card, but there are so many different receiving methods you can have set up that your vendor will receive, such as check or fast check or wire transfer, all that. So that is really good to know with Melio is that they support a lot of different payment methods. So the other thing with them is they do have international capabilities if you need that, and it may be enough for your business because they support currently 15 different currencies. Um, and they also have a whole list of countries that they support payments to, but so it's currently 15 currencies, including the euro, the pound, the Canadian dollar. So that may be all you need, but if you need to pay someone in a currency that isn't supported, then Melio is not going to be right for you. And then the other thing is they do have accounting software integrations, but they are pretty limited. They integrate currently with Xero, QuickBooks Online, and QuickBooks Desktop, which is great because these are some of the most popular accounting solutions out there. But the problem is that this really is kind of limited, and if you use a different program that you want to integrate with, you might not be able to potentially. So that's what to know about Melio. So the next one we're going to take a look at is Bill. It's pretty similar to Melio in that you can manage both AP and AR, but it is more expensive, which is kind of a drawback. All of these prices are not just a flat fee for unlimited users. They're per user and per month. So they highlight here their most popular plan is their corporate plan. It's $89 per user per month, which can get pretty expensive, especially for smaller businesses and if you have a lot of different users on your account. So that's kind of a drawback potentially, depending on what your budget is. But they do have forecasting features, which is great because a lot of competitors don't have that. They have a lot of cash flow forecasting features in particular. So you can take a look at dashboards, and you use predictive modeling. Like it says here, you can generate cash flow forecasts for up to 13 months. So that can really help you with business decision making and the strategy side of things. And it is a really good feature. But the problem with this is that it's only available to you if you have a QuickBooks Online account. So if you don't, then you don't get those features. They also integrate with a lot of different accounting programs and different technologies, which is great. They have a lot more integrations than Melio does. As you can see, they do sync with kind of the main big ones here: Xero, Sage, Microsoft, QuickBooks, and Oracle NetSuite, but they also integrate with other technologies. In total, 23 at present, so that's pretty good. And so that's kind of what you're looking at with Bill. The other thing I wanted to mention is that they do charge for ACH transactions. It's 59 cents per transfer, which it's pretty low, really, but that does add up over time. And compared to Melio, which had unlimited free ACH, it may be kind of a drawback. So that's what to know about Bill. Now we're going to take a look at Tipalti. This one focuses solely on accounts payable. So this isn't for you if you're looking for something that manages both AP and AR, but it does have really robust features for payables. They have AP automation, which can save you manual um, input and save time, reduce errors, all of that. So, yeah, they say end to end AP automation. Um, and this site, really, you can explore the different ways that they automate the AP process, like they talk about here: invoice management, supplier management. Um, they also have automated tax compliance, which is great. Um, they can help with some more complex tax issues, apply over 1,000 rules to help you make sure that you're following the law and things like that. So they are pretty robust with their automation features, and that can really help you at tax time and just with the AP process in general. And so the other big distinction of Tipalti is their global focus. So they are kind of similar to Wise in that sense, is that they do support a lot of international payments. They say here that they support cross-border payments to over 200 countries and territories in 120 different currencies. So that's huge. That's a lot more than like when we look at Melio, they only support 15 currencies. This is 120, so that really is huge. But it really depends what you need. You may not need all that global capabilities anyway. But so the thing to know about Tipalti, some of the drawbacks is that, like I said, you can't manage AR with it. The other thing is that they don't have a free plan to try out, so that could be a drawback. And they're also just more focused on larger businesses with more complex payable needs. So if that doesn't apply to you, like if you're a smaller company, you may not need all those capabilities. It could end up just being pretty confusing. So that's kind of a drawback to Tipalti, for especially for smaller businesses. So next, we'll look at Ramp. This is similar to Tipalti in that it's for payables only. So that's good and bad depending on what you're looking for. And they really have some good capabilities when it comes to expense management. They can help you look at how much you're spending, cut costs. You can set up these different guardrails like spend limits. Like they say, you can block risky merchants or categories. So you can really reduce your spending and save money with Ramp. They also have a lot of automation features. They claim you can close your books 3 times faster when you use their AI. So on their site, you can really look through all their features similar to Tipalti. They automate, basically routine accounting tasks. They can categorize transactions, sync them to your ERP. So really kind of the main stuff you're looking for that can save you time and reduce errors. They also have a ton of integrations. They break them all down here. They have 164 different integrations, which is huge. So they span things like accounting, banking, expense automation, HR and payroll, productivity, and receipt automation. So it'll probably integrate with your existing tech stack, since they have so many integrations. So the cons with Ramp are that they, like I said, you can't manage receivables with Ramp, which is kind of a drawback. If you want that, then this isn't for you. And they also have this cash balance requirement. You have to have at least 25,000 in cash in your bank account. And for some smaller businesses, that could be prohibitive. They may not have that kind of cash. So it could be kind of limiting for small businesses. And they also have some of their fees could get expensive, like their same day ACH payments is $10 per payment, which maybe doesn't sound that bad, but if you make frequent same day ACH payments, that'll really add up. But in general, their pricing is fairly low. They do have a free plan that you can use. And then they also have this plus plan, which is $15 per month per user. So that's kind of low, really, not too expensive. And then they also have a custom plan available. So that's what you're looking at with Ramp. So the last Wise alternative we will talk about here is Spendesk. So Spendesk is pretty similar to Ramp and Tipalti in that it's for payables only. Um, so no AR with this, which could be a drawback. Um, but they do have a lot of helpful features. Subscription management is a big one. They can help your business manage its software subscriptions. You can, track all of these, pause them, cancel them, uh, and that can really cut costs. They have a similar solution for um, advertising expenses. So if your business does a lot of digital advertising, um, it'll help you kind of centralize all of that and look for areas that your spending is maybe excessive or something like that. Um, and then they also have this procure to pay feature that really helps with the procurement process. Um, it can save time. They mention here. Let me scroll down for a second. Um, yeah, so it streamlines this whole process: requisition, receipt, invoice processing, and payment. So that can really help you when you're purchasing items. So some of the drawbacks to Spendesk are that, like I said, it's AP only. You can't manage AR with it. The other thing is that their pricing isn't transparent on their site, though you can get a free quote, but um, that is kind of an issue. So you can't just see up front how much you'll be spending. Like the other competitors I showed you, they kind of give you the price up front, but you don't get that here. And but it is pretty customizable, which is good. All plans come with this foundations plan, which is kind of the base package, and then there's different add-ons you can choose from if you want. So that is pretty good. You have flexibility there. But yeah, so you don't get the price up front. And then the other thing is that this is a French company. And while US businesses can use them, currently US companies cannot make international payments with Spendesk. This is really, like they say here, it's available for Spendesk accounts in Euro. It's only available in Europe and the UK currently. So if you're a US business and you need to make international payments, um, you're not going to be able to do that with Spendesk. So those are some alternatives to Wise. Um, so as you can see, there are some similarities, some differences. It kind of depends what you're looking for. If you want to manage both AP and AR, if you just want something that's all about payables, it depends what you're looking at. But one really strong option is Melio because it's kind of an all-in-one solution for both AP and AR, fairly low cost. You get unlimited free ACH. So it's a low-cost solution, kind of all-in-one. That's the good thing about Melio. Um, that's a pretty good standard choice for small businesses. But if you want more forecasting features, you might like Bill. If you want something that is just way more complex and has a lot more automation capabilities, maybe Tipalti, um, maybe Ramp, um, and then Spendesk is another option if you want like subscription management or to manage procurement. So there's a lot of benefits and drawbacks to all of these. So it's kind of up to you to figure out which is the best one, but it's hard to go wrong with something like Melio or really any of these, but you have to just do your research and see what you need. Thank you.